Hey everyone, welcome to Capsule Cast, week 9 of the 2023 season. I am your host, Xmat, and I'm joined with my wonderful co-host, Destiny.
Hello.
And a very special guest, coach of Royals, Fathappy.
How y'all doing?
I'm good. How is everyone else? How are you, Destiny?
I'm okay.
Surviving.
Surviving.
Sadly, I would be doing all right, but I was at the doctor's today, and I'm taking morphine, so you know. But in terms of the league, we're doing all right.
Yeah, the league. You popped off this week. You're doing good.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to match numero uno, number 1. We have Muscle versus GT, and this was the first divisional of the week. And I think it went rather differently than most people were expecting, because Muscle won this match. Despite all their struggles this season, they came out on top. The first sort of match we had in this match, the first lineup matchup, we had Bojack versus Roshi. Bit of a grudge match, you know, Roshi coming back to Muscle. He kind of got stomped by Bojack, if I'm being honest, so wasn't really the best there. We had 2 tags in this match, both on Muscle's end, and to be honest, in this match I really struggled to find a real standout performer. When I was watching it, it felt like a lot of Muscle just doing their work. No one really did mass amounts of damage. The only one that I could really pick out was Trunks at the end, who killed Jiro quite easily, but he didn't. No one I could say did 60,000-70,000. No one really stood out. It was just a lot of
Everyone was around the 39 47k.
Yeah. It was very distinctly average. Everyone doing average, but everyone doing what they need to do. So whereas GT,
you could pick out a really strong boy for GT this week though. Everyone doing below 35k except for Baby Vegeta, who did 63.
Baby was the only one that did really well. Although GT, as said by I think the commentator, I think Rikage said this. They did experimental builds this week, so it was a bit.
They also benched their second best character this week.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I believe he did say during the match that they were on fully experimental builds. So maybe in hindsight, not the best idea.
Yeah, not in a divisional. Seems a bit crazy.
So, to be fair, with how it works now, Muscle's still not out from getting eliminated. By the way,
yeah, they just need
a couple bad weeks, and Muscle could easily be out of playoff contention.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the thinking from GT is that they don't care that much about getting the bye week, but they're already really close to being guaranteed in for playoffs.
Oh no, they're guaranteed in. It's the bottom 4 teams that are not.
Okay.
So we currently have 6 teams that are either at the bottom or kind of fighting to get out of the bottom.
Yeah.
GT's on.
But I guess they're just so far ahead that they don't really care about the bye week.
Yeah, that's what I agree. I think that's probably the sort of consensus on GT.
Because was it? I mean, GT could still fall maybe, but currently they're at 5-4, which is a decent record at this point.
I guess you could say that this week has paid off in a way, because they found a way that they can take EL off Baby. they can give him Demonic Bargain instead, and it still seems to work quite well. So they may have found a way of putting EL on someone else. Just not sure who they would want to do that with.
Also, what is it? You can also tell that these were more experimental builds for GT because they did not boost at all.
Yeah.
True.
While Muscle did boost, they only got the light body boost because defense +1 is no longer a legal boost.
Who did they boost light body on?
Trunks.
Okay, I was gonna say he was the most improved performer for me in terms of every other week he's been doing 20,000, but this week he did.
Well, not every other week. He did a lot versus Namek, but
almost.
He's been improving. He's been improving a lot since they've given him defense EO.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Muscle won this week, but in general, it's super surprising how low their wins have been this season.
And it's not like all of them have been stomps either. Some of them have been really close, but I think it's a factor of imperfect Trunks not working for a while, Broly still refusing to work, and most of Muscle's eggs being in the 13 basket. While King Cold and Bojack have been, still really good for them, it's just been they've been normally having to try to fight as some people in video games would call it, a 3v5 or a 3v4.
From looking at the stats, it does look like both King Cold, Bojack, King Cold, Broly, and Trunks are all sub 40k right now, with the Broly being sub 30k. So not the best situation.
Broly actually being top 10, bottom 10 worst characters right now.
King Cold, I know, was doing well until before this week. He had 2 bad weeks, but generally he was doing well before that point. But yeah, I mean, Trunks and Broly particularly definitely is just not. He's refused to work since before last season, if we're being completely honest. After.
Well.
Yeah.
You can't fully blame us.
No, I'm not blaming you. I was
just gonna say because at least when he goes legendary, he did work for us.
It's not blaming you. It's more so the fact that he's not worked since he was last on Muscle. So it's like he didn't work for you last season, and he hasn't worked with Muscle this season. It's like Broly's on a hiatus. It's not the real Broly.
Yeah, he's taking a break from the league, deciding to just, I know I can just go easy on the chumps.
Yeah.
Honestly, good job, Muscle. And yeah, I guess well,
I hope GT found what they wanted to find. Maybe with Baby.
I mean, considering, at least from what I'm looking at, Baby literally had 1 health versus King Cold, transformed, and then died. After almost finishing, after King Cold was at 1 health. This was definitely a really close and even one.
Yeah.
I will say, it would have been cool if Jiro had done the reverse sweep. I mean...
Oh, God, yeah.
Then, just imagine the freak out in both voice chat and general chat if Jiro had managed to reverse sweep.
That would have been insane. Join the voice chat in Discord. Do it. Every week. It's always on. So. Anyway, you guys get ready to move on to match number 2?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right, match 2. We have Androids versus Namek. Now, this match I think went a bit more to what people expected it to go, because Androids did get the win. So to start with, oh, what was you gonna say, Destiny?
I just wanted to say, remember they did change some builds around this week.
What, androids or Namek you on about?
Androids.
Yeah,
They changed 16 in Cell.
Yeah, so 16's on defense 3. I can't remember.
He's on defense 2 actually. It feels like defense 3 because he has the innate defense. Remember that?
Ah, yes. What's Cell on again? Because I really can't remember what they changed him to.
He's well, normally he's like one of their attack users, right?
Yes.
Because it's 16, but he's on defense 2, Dende's late energy, master throw, light body. So he's more of like how you would see Fasha, but since he has better melee, he can run stuff like and a better grab. He has stuff like master throw and stuff that can still, even on defense 2, still does about 4.5k.
Yeah, we saw it in the match. I remember seeing how what I meant was what was Cell on?
Change.
Cell was different.
Yeah. Cell is on. Cell was on attack +2, defense -1. Dende's fighting spirit, serious indignation, savior with a Broly's ring limiter. Because remember, this is perfect Cell. He actually has the better ultimate between the two.
Yes. Okay, so.
True.
But anyway, go on. Sorry for interrupting.
That's alright, it's no problem. It's always good to get some insight. Yeah, we had 16 versus Pycon to start, which was a very even match. Up until 16 eventually did finish Pycon off. They were both on the last bar. 16 tags out as well. I think. Fairly certainly tagged.
Something funny, real quick. He beat Pycon because he won a clash.
Oh,
and
yeah.
guess what Pycon has?
Power of Rage.
Yep. He won a clash and then immediately rocket punched. Also, 16 did not
16
tag.
did not tag. Yeah, I just remember because no one tagged in this match.
Yeah, he died. He died
This match
too.
felt very fast.
Yeah, it did. It flew by. There was a lot of back and forth, even though it went fast, because I remember King Piccolo and Cyborg Tao went back and forth quite a bit before King Piccolo came out on top. And then 17 and Nail went back and forth. In fact, there was a point where 17 was almost dead, and Nail was up by about a bar and a half, 2 bars, but then 17 just brought it back and just obliterated Nail, as we've seen 17 do before.
King Piccolo, by the way, the only person on Namek this week doing about 40k.
Now you know it's bad when that's the case, because usually.
And you know it's bad. And you know it's bad when late Piccolo did the least.
Yeah, late.
By only 2k, by the way.
To be fair, he was against Cell.
But this is what I mean.
But it's late Piccolo.
Well,
yeah, but he got hit by a perfect barrier,
That
is true. But I mean, the way I look at it, I would say the MVP of this match was probably Cell. Even though I think 17 technically did more damage, the fact that Cell came in and shut down late Piccolo of all people just puts him as like the king of this match for me. He is the one true sort of deciding factor. Because late Piccolo is not an easy person to shut down. I think you know this, Fathappy, when Margin Vegeta this season against late Piccolo, it looked like a nice, easy, wrapped in the bag victory, and late Piccolo still.
Don't remind me.
You say that, don't remind you. He did it to me as well, late Piccolo. I had 3 characters and we lost, so don't worry. I know the pain of late Piccolo comeback season.
I just want my free wins, man.
So yeah,
Freaking late Piccolo over here stealing the show.
He is. Well, not this week, but normally he is. So to be fair play to Cell for just shutting him down that easily. And yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this match, Destiny?
I mean, honestly, I don't really have thoughts. It was just kind of a really really good back and forth. Android's just got that one thing that caused them to get a win, which was an ultimate. That's good. But what is it? Something to note. Cyborg Tao got into 3 clashes and lost them all.
Cyborg Tao got into a clash. Sorry, what? Sorry.
Cyborg Tao got into 3 clashes and lost every single one of them.
Ah, that
Does
explains.
He have a Clash of Power?
No, he doesn't. I remember actually in the voice chat when the games were going down, androids were discussing the fact that they should probably take Demonic Bargain or something off him for Clash Boost, and I think that's probably because he lost 3 in a row.
I will say that his build just sounds whack. With Key +2 Demonic Bargain, Dragon Spirit, Ultra Instinct Omen.
It is a little bit of a crazy
It
build.
is a build.
It's definitely a build, but it's actually worked to reasonable success, which, I mean, when you look at it, you think, where's the damage coming from? But fair play, they've managed to use it.
He's at 39.5k average, so I get he's doing exactly his man, basically, minus a Key Blast.
With very little damage on the build.
So I just want to note that at the very end, if it wasn't for that perfect barrier, that was was basically a dead even match.
Yeah, the fight was super even until the end.
And also 17 actually waking up compared to the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. 17. I mean, the thing is, 17 always has that capacity to do that. Where, like, I mean, even in this match, it looked like he was going to go down without much of a fight, and then all of a sudden, he hits like 3 V2s and he's killed Nail. It's like, it is crazy. But yeah, that's all I have to say on this match. Does anyone else want to add anything before we move on?
Not really. I think we've covered it pretty well.
I'm taking that.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, but I don't want to go into the next one.
Oh, you sure? Are you sure?
I really don't want to revisit this.
Okay, well, this is at least the synopsis will be quick. So we have Cinema versus Boo Saga. Literally,
Kid Buu went elite. There you go.
yeah, Kid Blue went elite. Vegito did pretty well as well for Boo Saga, and yeah, I mean, this was a rough match to say the least. I'll.
And I got called.
I'll let you.
I got called Team Kaiju on commentary.
Yeah, this was a very rough week for you. I mean, you do have three Kaiju.
4 technically.
Actually, yeah, all 4. So I mean, I forget about Jamie being able
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You may have lost, but it was kind of a win because we saw Big Janemba.
That's not a win.
You gotta look at the positive side, Destiny. Always look on the bright side of life, okay?
I'm looking on the bright side, and all 3 of my apes got cut through like butter.
Well, this is what I hate about fighting boos. Is just they destroy apes. They destroy Power Body.
Power Body means nothing to Boo Saga, yeah.
Freaking Kid Buu last week also destroyed my team. Yeah.
I know it's all in really good faith and funny and all, but it's not really fun when you're losing by this much, and then you get called Team Kaiju, and then you see Team Kaiju win later.
That must suck. The consolation though is Boo Saga have done this sort of thing to a lot of teams, so at least
I mean,
you're not alone.
Did they win by 3 characters?
Well, I can't remember that much, but I know they've elited 3 teams. They had the Margin Buu elite, which I think that was against. Was that against RW or someone? I can't even.
Majin Buu was, I think, the literal first week of the season.
Yes, whoever that was against, he went elite.
And then Kid Buu was, and then by the way, this is
Kid
Bujin's, or not Bujin's, Buu Saga's 3rd elite and Kid Buu's 2nd elite.
This is what I mean. So you're not the only ones to be elited by them, at least.
I mean, I'm not mad about the elite. I just wanted to see the 3rd person at least.
Yeah.
Majin Buu is sitting at a 60k average.
But there's not really much to talk about this match when Kid Buu Planet bursted and basically made the map more favorable for him.
Yeah, that kind of was rough. I mean, like was said before, it was always going to be a rough matchup with the fact that all of Boo's could break all of your power body anyway.
We did go into this expecting it to be hard, and which is why we did boost like KSA on Raditz and stuff. But it was hard because I was fully expecting the Kid Buu starter, and I knew we had no one to really match him.
Yeah, I think that was just too rough in this.
Kid Buu is just really hard to get through.
Yeah. I don't really know what else, if there's anything else I can add on this match. The problem is when there's like big sweet matches, there's not really much to say. I mean, it was unlucky because I feel like if you got through Kid Buu, Raditz would have been much more favourable against someone like.
We did.
No, but like earlier, you know what I mean? Earlier. If like you had, I don't know, Gogeta in and maybe beat Kid Buu, or if somehow someone pulled a miracle against Kid Buu and won, right? And then you had Raditz against Majin Buu or Vegito, or maybe not Buuhan. Buuhan's the only one where he might struggle, but against those two specifically, I feel like he does a lot more.
I mean, it's just harder because literally everyone on Buu Saga clears Power Body.
Yeah.
And it's not like we rely on apes, but they're definitely a benefit. At least to characters like Turles and Raditz.
Yeah. But I mean, I think Raditz had, what I remember, Raditz, because he was going against Kid Buu, who is like hyper aggressive, he didn't have time to really even try B2s. Where against, I think, Majin Buu or Vegito, he would have had time, a lot more time. So he might hit more.
But, what is it? I will say that... I will say that while I am extremely salty, I mean, like, it's very hard to, knock through Saga. They just have the characters working. Like, I have to respect that. Like, they have their characters working very well to the fact that they're 8-1. So I think part of it is they also did get a extremely good FA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got an extremely good FA because they did pretty poorly last season. So
yeah,
it's
it's
the way the league swings year by year.
And that FA basically cleared up their weakness, which is Spokovich.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, good job, Buu Saga. You guys definitely deserve that 8-1. I'm just salty.
8-1, aren't they? Oh, I guess they are 8-1 now.
They are.
I thought they were 7-2.
Yeah, and they almost were undefeated.
Derp of all teams beating them, which is, it's in hindsight, it's so crazy.
That is like poetic.
Yeah, 1-8, 8-1. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I guess Derp, shall we get moving on?
Yep. On to match number 4, I think.
Yeah, yes.
4.
Yes.
Yep. We have ED versus Derp, the second divisional, the final divisional of the week.
And the second elite of the week.
And the second elite of the week. And also, not only is it the second elite of the week, it's the second character making a second elite of the season. But go on to that in a minute. So we have Solza versus Krillin to start. Both, surprisingly, I guess, in the new league, have been quite consistent monsters over the past few seasons. And Solza does actually quite well and beats Krillin down, which not many people can really say they've done, before Krillin tags out. And then Solza dies to a mid-Goku Spirit Bomb. What can you do? There's not much you can do there, really. In this match, we had 2 tags, both from Derp. Not that it really mattered, though, because as much as they tried to play the tag game, a certain mid-Vegeta decided to go elite. And, yeah, like I said earlier, this is his second elite of the season. And, yeah, back-to-back elites in 2 matches. As in, like, you know, Buu Saga and then this match. And, yeah, it was crazy. It was, speaking of back-to-back things, it was another 2-man victory. Oh, well, kind of. That's actually a lie. It was a 3-man victory. But I don't think mid-Goku stayed on the field very long, because I'm pretty sure he... Well, actually, no, he died. He did die. Okay, this is a 3-man victory. I lied. It was a 3-man victory. But, yeah, it's crazy. Thoughts on
And
this match?
you wanna know what's funny?
What's funny?
What?
Well, before we get to Fathappy, sorry. Mid Goku actually did more than Krillin.
That's mad. I think that's probably the only time this has happened this season.
No, that's after the elite, by the way. Like, he still managed to do near 50k after the elite.
That's mad.
It's kind of crazy how many double elites we're getting.
It is.
But also, I guess mid Vegeta is sitting at a solid 60k average this season. So
I can't
maybe
wait
to
to
be
see.
expected.
I can't wait to see the Majin Buu second elite.
So,
I will say it is super unfortunate for Derp that they are doing as poorly as they are this season.
It's
I hadn't
crazy.
even noticed that Hercule's sitting at 22k.
he was benched for this, by the way.
Yeah, he was benched this week. But, like, just the fact that a character like Hercule, who I've always thought of as one of, you know, like, probably top 10 characters in the league,
He's had a massive,
sitting at 22k is...
massive fall from grace.
I just noticed that we have our 3rd double elite of the season this week, by the way.
Oh, so Kid
We have-
Buu.
We have 2 elites on Bardock, 2 elites on Gotenks, and 2 elites on Kid Buu.
And 2 on mid Vegeta, isn't there?
No, this was his only one.
I swear he had an elite in another week.
No, he did not. He got close, but he didn't.
Oh, really? For some reason,
Yeah.
Mate, I must be...
You probably might be thinking of another Vegeta,
Maybe.
which I don't think even still got elite. Anyway.
Okay.
I mean, like... Also, shout out to Anthony, by the way. Last week he said Mid Goku was going to go elite. Yeah, he said the wrong mid character.
Yeah, you got half of it right. You know.
He got the mid part right.
Yeah, he got the mid part. That's... What more do you want from him?
There's only so much a man can do.
Exactly.
But I mean, honestly, like, good job, ED. I think this is one of the few seasons where they're like everyone knew they were a solid team, right? And a quite competitive or a quite strong team if they put their mind to it. And the record is finally proving it.
Oh yeah.
I remember during the match, the commentators kept going on about the fact that Ginyu wasn't ulting. But given how big Earth Defender's lead was, I think that if Ginyu had ulted, that would just have given Vegeta an even bigger lead.
He probably would have done almost as much as Bardock. This. Because I'm pretty sure Bardock is the person with the highest elite season.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, Mid Vegeta had like a bar and a half left when the match ended.
Mm-hmm. They could have at least killed Mid Vegeta and then ruined End Vegeta's stats.
That would have been poetic.
Or if Krillin came back in.
Yeah. Mid Vegeta just was too much of a hurdle. Even with Derp trying to tag, it was just too much.
Honestly, like, anyone surprised that when people say this is Derp's current best lineup?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with Derp in preseason, there was a big hype train because they were doing really well.
Especially Ginyu.
But it might be time for 19 to come in for someone. It's just kind of bad looking at who they would bring him in for, because Ginyu isn't really working great, but then Herc's working even worse. So it's kind of like, and I'm pretty sure Fiora has said that he wants to focus on next season with the record the way it is, so they might not even bring a 19 in because of that. So yeah, it's a bit rough.
But what is it? Honestly, like again, good job ED, but Derp, I think it's not just that the characters aren't working, it's the characters that are going into like their worst matchups.
Yeah.
Or against characters that are already like hitting a stride, like Mid Vegeta this week. Like, he was just on a tear. He got an elite, obviously. Salza versus Krillin is... I mean, Krillin didn't do that much. He only did 20,000. And if I can look at this, that's... Salza actually did do over 40k, so it's not like Salza did bad. It's
he just got altered, which was just unfortunate.
And when you have... And it's like when you have most of your team either not performing or having bad matchups, it's like you kind of need to do more than that 40k, which sometimes they do, and sometimes it's just so far in a deficit that sometimes maybe you don't want that glimmer of hope that week. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really notice. How much did Dodoria do, considering he had a 6 Zenny boost?
This week he at least did over 30k, which is better than two of their characters this week. He was the second best.
Okay.
Also,
which is...
No, carry on, sorry, Destiny.
I was gonna say, which is, honestly a bit surprising, because Dodoria has honestly been either the second best or the best character this season.
No, he's their second best right now at 43k.
Yeah.
The best is all at 47. But in the past, he's been really good as well, yeah.
Oh no, I say sometimes he's been their best character this season, because there's some weeks where he outperforms literally everyone on his team. But then there's also some weeks where he just gets absolutely crushed, but that's just the nature of AI.
That do be the way. Also, there might be another conspiracy for Conspiracy Man Ryan, Tinfoil Hat Man. Every time that Derp loses, Boo Saga wins, and vice versa. So if Boo Saga loses, then Derp is due a win. There you go. That's what I'll say, or the other way around.
I feel like that entire conspiracy just came to light because the one loss Boo Saga has is to Derp.
But it's still a conspiracy, so Ryan can use it. There you go, Ryan.
I mean...
It's still a conspiracy you can use.
It is a funny one, because if Boo Saga starts losing and Derp starts winning, it's kind of weird.
Funny. That's all I have to say on the match now. If you guys want to get moving on.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. We also have still half the week to get through.
True.
Plus a couple other important things.
Very, very true. Right, on to match number 5. We have Kaiju versus Hybrids, and this match continues my fear for Bardock. That's what I will say. So we had Bardock versus Ultimate Gohan to start with, and Bardock not only wins, but wins almost effortlessly, losing a bar. And then he does about 25,000 to Teen Gohan. Hybrids, I think best member this season. Last I checked, it's between him and Ultimate Gohan. I know that.
Teen Gohan is technically the best one because he's the only one that made All Stars for Hybrids.
Yes. I don't know if he's fell off since then or whatever, but that's why I did think that was the case.
I think this is the first week he's been in since.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So
I actually wait. No, that's a lie. He had to be since because week 7, obviously. But no, yeah, Teen's been objectively their best member this season.
Yes. So not only did Bardock destroy Hybrid's consistent best over the last few seasons, he also did most of their best this season. So Bardock just on a tear, as we've seen last few weeks, been an absolute beast. And eventually he goes down when Trunks comes in, and I think he ults him to finish him off. But it's
Trunks did not have an ult this week.
Did he? He must have B2'd then. I couldn't remember if it was the B2 or not.
Yes.
I know he finished him off. And yeah, the damage was done by that point though, because he literally took out one of their best members.
I just want to say, well, actually, and he also did a lot to the second member, though. Teen Gohan did tag.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he did a lot. He beat.
I also just want to preface this that Bardock was 20k away from another Elite, by the way, and I'm pretty sure that would have been the first time anyone has gotten an Elite 3 weeks in a row.
This is what I mean. And he was going to scary.
I mean, 20k is a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, but considering that the second highest member of Kaiju this week did 60, it's still possible.
And also, if you if you mention it in the context of who Bardock was going against, I feel like if instead of going against Ultimate Gohan and then Teen, if he went against Ultimate again and then Goldo or someone like that, there's a good chance that he could have.
Or I mean, honestly, if Goldo came in after Teen instead of Trunks, he probably could have gotten that 20k.
Exactly. So with the people he was going against, an 80,000 performance is nothing to scoff at. And
didn't he go 8 this week too?
Yeah, he did, but I don't think he did.
So Goldo would have. No, it's like if Goldo came in, his ult would have been basically nullified.
Yep.
Not both his B2s. Because doesn't he have a?
He has a rock.
Isn't both of it?
Because
doesn't both his beat it, and he has a barrage.
The barrage is a bit skewed.
It basically would have nullified the ult.
Yes. But I mean, there's not much more for me to say on this match other than good job on Kaiju with Bardock, and also Scouter working. They got him into a decent. He did 60,000 this match, so he did really well this week. So
honestly,
he's on the up and up.
Honestly, the one I'd say poor in stats is Oob.
Oob, yeah.
at least for Kaiju. Hybrids, I think this was just an off week because your best character, in theory, did the worst.
Yeah.
And your FA, which normally people assume is not really that great, did the second best.
How much did Goldo do?
So I just want to preface, Teen did 38,000, and he was the best. Goldo did 37, so he was basically right behind Teen in damage.
Goldo compete with Teen Gohan.
But
Goldo did more than Ultimate Gohan.
I mean, Hybrids have had a rough season, as far as I can tell, in terms of stats. Obviously, they've swapped their their FA, but if you look at their team like total average, it's like Kid 29k, Sword Trunks 29k, Goldo 29k average. Like they've got some of the worst characters in the league on their team, which is a shame.
I think partly for Trunks is he's really not been doing what he has been doing on this build a lot, which is coming in, ulting, going back up to max power, ulting again.
Yeah.
Because when Trunks spams that ult, he really spams that ult.
Yeah, it's been rough for him on this season. I think fact they haven't got, like, they had Narm last season who was kind of consistent in what he did. And obviously Kid Gohan being in most of the season was the opposite of that.
And you also have to remember this is Future's first bench.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. We're on week 9 as his first bench.
Well, team's also in the rest of the season, so I guess they wanted their strongest in for the rest of the season. Though with how Future's doing, this match could have definitely gone another way if Teen was in, or not Teen, Future. But I mean, like, you have to eventually bench Future.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Anyone have any other remarks about this match?
I'm just still dumbfounded of how. Because I'm just still dumbfounded how close Bardock was to getting another elite, because it's Bardock. If he ulted, he probably got that elite.
Yeah. It was crazy.
And it was extremely even between him. Like, if you discount Ultimate Gohan dying, it was very close between him and Teen. And if Teen didn't tag, Bardock probably would have started getting that elite.
Yeah.
Because Teen tagged relatively early.
It's hard to say. Like, it's it's always fine to speculate, but you can never know what would have happened. If something had gone differently, then maybe Golda would have gone leaked.
So it is funny seeing Scouter Vegeta beat up his future kid.
That was really funny because there was a point where Trunks got key broken, and then as he was laying on the ground, Scouter just chucked his ass over the shoulder, like picked him up off the ground and did the shoulder throw.
It's like, son, fuck you.
What was I found almost just as funny was the canon match with the uncanon ending with Scouter versus Goldo, but Goldo decides, nope, fuck you, I'm killing you.
I mean, technically, if you wanted the canon ending, he would have died in one hit.
He would have died in one hit, yeah, but
one hit KO.
One hit KO.
With no head. Anyway, shall we get moving on?
I think we should, and I love this next match. Absolutely love it. Right, match number 6. We have Sentai Squad versus Cold Kingdom. Now, obviously, the reason I love it is because we got back to winning ways, which is nice. You can never complain when you win, really. So, and also Jace is gone, so that was a good omen, apparently. So
he's excommunicado.
Yep, excommunicado. Right. So to start the match, we had Berta versus Tao, and if I'm being honest, the start of this match was really dead even, to the point of which I think they were both at their last bar, or Tao was just in his second bar, but it was on a slither before he eventually took Berta down. And then Tao just decides to go absolutely ham and hits Jiren with an ult before Jiren can do his normal max power ult and then get you with the loops. And we finally get to see the general Tower ult, which personally I love. So that was pretty hype. And Jiren does nothing this match. I think he did about 12,000 because when Tao eventually did tag out, Cooler came in and finished him off quite quickly. And yeah, I mean, we had Raccoon come in, and Raccoon was very, like, scary for Sentai. At least from what, I was scared. I thought we were going to lose because of how well Raccoon was doing. That power body is pretty scary. But Zarbon came
Especially
in.
since you don't have 100% out.
Yep, especially because of that, because 100% would break power body quite quickly and would boot his own power body. So that was scary, but I mean, yeah, we managed to get through in the end, with Zarbon coming in and dealing most of the damage. Mecha Frieza did make an appearance, and I mean, he didn't do well, but he tripled Jace's damage. So there you go.
You say you say he. You say Mecha Frieza made an appearance and didn't do well, but he still did more than Cooler.
He did more than Cooler, but Cooler tagged at least, so he still had the advantage of he could have come back in at any point and done something. But Mecha Frieza, he didn't do fantastically well, but as I said, he tripled the damage that Jace did last week and the week before, so you can't really complain.
Oh, and also, and also, the only ult that hit for you guys this week was Tao's.
General Tao. That's crazy. The man that didn't run Savior, that literally just never uses his ult. He's not used it at all this season.
Yeah, this is his first ult.
It's his first attempt at an ult and first connected, so it was very hype. I love that ult, like I say.
Please forgive me.
Oh, it's the fact that you did like Jiren as well, which made it even more sweet. So.
Yeah, and Jiren, the true paragon of justice, that he forgave him, and then he threw a grenade to the face.
He regretted it.
I don't think he gave him, because Tao immediately did 2 Dodon Rays and did like half of Jiren's health in 2 seconds.
That was an absolute crazy performance, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. What are your guys? Have you guys got anything to add maybe for Sentai? Because I thought Raccoon was scary, but
let me go take a look at Sentai stats real quick.
They don't have any,
No, but not for this week, but like
general.
just in general.
Oh, in general.
I can say
They've
now.
been doing pretty well for the most part. Like in terms of stats, at least.
For me, it's just surprising that Jiren didn't even do a B2 this week.
Yeah.
He kind of just took an ult, then 2 B2s. Cooler came in and died. Also, how dare you say Mecha Frieza? It's obviously a Golden Frieza.
Golden Frieza. Yeah.
Golden.
Well, technically in the league, I have to use Mecha Frieza. I can't call him Golden.
I mean, honestly, if this was your map, Raccoon probably would not have done as well.
No, he definitely wouldn't. Which is saying something, but also Zarbon probably wouldn't have done as well on this map. Well, as he did on this map.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like
Catch 22.
Hey, ever get Zarbon added the Muscles Master List ever? You could do a Raccoon versus Raccoon Zarbon loan. I'm not saying trade, I'm just saying loan. Because it's like Raccoon definitely is seeming like he's been looking at least better this season.
This is the way I
didn't
look at
realize.
it. Oh, it's got to carry on, Fathappy.
No, you go first. I was about to jump topic, so.
All I was going to say is what Mecha Frieza is to Jace, Raccoon is to 21, and then some. Like, he is a much better fit on Sentai right now than 21 was. Like, he's doing a lot more. Carry on, Fathappy.
No, I hadn't realized that Jiren had the most ults hit in the league this season. It's kind of... And I say that as the one where he
hit none.
he hit a lot of them.
I mean, almost every time Jiren's been coming in, it's been ulting. There's very few weeks this one included, where he has either ulted and missed because he mostly ults close range and it's fucking huge, or he just doesn't ult at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I was very scared of Jiren, but the fact that
Everyone is.
Yeah, the fact that Tao and the Cooler combined managed to kind of like slow him down very quick was a big like factor in this match for us,
Yep.
definitely.
And Tao managed to live, by the way.
And live, yeah. Also, we did change builds in this match, so that did kind of come into it because we put Dragon Power on Tao and gave him Dendays rather than Eternal Life. And we put Eternal Life on Mecha Freezer. The main plus was General Tao on Dragon Power because he got into like 3 clashes and obviously won them all because he had Dragon Power. So that was like a big thing, especially against Berta. So
I mean, hey, build change, and he did fucking like 70 plus. So.
yeah.
And also, something I just want to add real quick. It's, well, 2 things. One, Raccoon kind of got a little bit cheated because he was sliding across the floor while Zarbon was flying behind him in a rush B2.
Yes.
And because of how that works, it was just long enough for the rush B2 to hit, but also just long enough for him to get up.
Yeah.
And this was kind of a grudge thing for General Tao, I guess, because you have to remember, General Tao was Sentai's FA last season.
There was the grudge, but there was also the Raccoon grudge because we had him in 2020, and it was like, can I get revenge for Sentai, get a win? So there's some grudge matches definitely for sure. So definitely spiced the match up. Is that everything that we want to say on this match?
Cooler ruined his own stats.
Cooler does this too much and annoys me, but also it's good tendencies because he tags all the time. So yes, he did ruin his stats, but at least he tags.
He's making it so I don't have to pay Zenny.
Yeah, okay. Pete Raymond. I'll refer to last season in 2020.
Then you'd have to pay me Zenny.
No. What,
Yes.
last season?
Did Cooler do well last season?
Yeah. Final from Cooler,
Did
baby.
Yeah, but guess what? If he was better than Fasha, you'd have to pay me Zenny.
If he's better than Fasha, I have to pay you, Zenny? How does that work?
Because Fasha's better than him this season.
But Cooler was better than Fasha last season, I'm pretty sure.
I'm literally pulling your chain. It's fine.
I'm being pranked. Anyway, let's go into the next match.
Before you guys start fighting over the gold value.
But let's get on to Royals.
Royals this match. I'm sure Fathappy's favourite of the week. We have Royals versus Budokai. We had Deborah versus Early Piccolo to begin with, and the Early Piccolo hype train got shut down like a stack of bricks landing on a feather.
It got shut down by the Deborah hype.
The Deborah hype. The pre-season testing Deborah was out to play, and yeah, he just destroyed Early Piccolo. I mean, I say that Early Piccolo did tag, but it was kind of a stomping from Deborah. And yeah, there was 3 tags in this match. 4 tags in this match. 3 for Royals, 1 for Budokai, and Deborah and Margin Vegeta stole the show. I'll just pass it over to you, Fathappy. You can go into the gory details of how you dismembered Budokai.
Well, the only details that really matter to me is Deborah doing well. Every single week, that is the only thing I care about, is Deborah doing well. Because it's been several years in the making, several seasons of the league of just pure disappointment. whenever Deborah hit the field in the main season. But now he's doing good. He's all grown up. Yes. But
it only took
shutting down early Piccolo was pretty important. So he did a lot of good work this week.
It only took Deborah 2.5 seasons.
Eventually, he's come out to play.
Yes. It only took him being at the bottom of the league and being
For
benched
multiple
half the
seasons in a row.
to
One of them
just-
for Vidal.
Yep.
Can we
Eventually, he's like, all right, maybe I can pick up some slack.
can we talk about King Vegeta taking Deborah's hat of being like the worst and just putting it on his little dunce hat? He put it on this match because I'm pretty sure King Vegeta did almost nothing from what I remember.
Yes. King Vegeta did not do much this match. In general, like this season, King Vegeta has been our lowest performer, but that's been pretty fine because everyone else on my team is doing more than 45k.
Well, yeah.
Hey, sometimes people have to struggle to make Deborah look good.
That is also
That
true.
is very true.
Because imagine if King Vegeta wasn't struggling, maybe Deborah would struggle, maybe he'd be on the bench again.
Again.
I can't actually remember who beat King.
I'm watching the match right now, so I can tell you a bit.
Because
currently
I think
currently
it
I'm
was
seeing
adult.
Metacooler
Was it
versus
not adult Gohan who like ripped through King Vegeta? I remember adult Gohan popping up.
He ripped through Vegeta.
Oh, now I remember. It was adult actually went all the way, like transformed all the way, and then he just fucking destroyed King Vegeta with he had half a bar left, and he just demolished him.
He also destroyed Majin Vegeta.
Yeah, he
Yes.
did. But Majin Vegeta at least did
Tagged.
things. Yeah, he also killed. Was it early Goku? Yeah, it was early Goku. Majin Vegeta killed, right?
Yeah.
So he already had some damage in the bank, and he was doing a fair bit of damage to adult Gohan, from what I remember as well.
Yeah.
But...
Honestly, I mean King Vegeta didn't even get to transform because adult Gohan in Super Saiyan 2 ulted.
With max indignation stats.
and honestly, if adult Gohan tagged, you could have lost this match. To be honest,
That is true.
because everyone was at 1 bar of health, and I literally mean everyone in this match.
I will say though, I think Deborah did like more than 80k by the end of it. I think.
Oh no, yeah,
he did 30 against early, then early tag, then he did like another 30 against.
He did another.
Against
Actually, I'm
Gaku,
pretty sure
and then
against Goku, and then he tagged, let Vegeta finish off Goku, and then then let Meta finish off Goku. Meta tagged versus early after taking some, and then Majin Vegeta came in, killed early Goku, basically got destroyed by adult Gohan tagged, and then Deborah came in, and then
finished off both Gohan and.
I mean, actually, I don't know if he did.
He did.
I don't know if he did 80 because adult Gohan wasn't at full last bar.
No, he was at half a bar, but there was
about
some
half a
healing
bar.
of the team at some point.
I mean,
he fought
oh no, there's definitely
3 out of the 4 characters on the enemy team. So
yeah, I mean, considering how fast he went through early at the start, though, I don't know.
To be fair, props.
He did a lot.
Props to you, Fathappy, and just Royals in general, because you're going against 2 all-star characters and adult Gohan. So,
it's true.
Goku hasn't been great this season, but I mean, just those 3 alone, just scary team to go against right now. So, props to you guys.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Deborah was basically at full health, and Goku probably would have killed Deborah with his ult.
I do like that right now in the stats. My team is number 21, 22, and 23 in the league.
Consistent.
Just right next to each other. Just sitting there killing Meta, Deborah, and Baby.
But I guess shall we get to moving on to the last
Yes.
actual matchup?
Yes, I think we
Sounds
shall.
good.
So we have Resurrected Warriors versus Rugrats. Now this match, I don't know about you guys, but it felt like really like back and forth to the point of, because Gotenks comes in, sometimes it feels like I lose track of how well Rugrats are actually doing, and they weren't that far off from winning this match. Tapion, obviously for RW, kind of popped off, but yeah, it was a really close match, and I mean that was even reflected in the start of the match, because we had GT Goku versus TN, and GT Goku wins barely, and then Marjib comes in and just finishes him off, and then we go from there. Gotenks pretty much appears instantly, to the point of which I can't remember who initiated the fusion. I think it was Trunks. I was Gotenks.
No,
yeah, you look at the slot, because remember my rule. If they don't appear,
your rule.
I don't put them in.
Yes. Well, I don't think Goten was on the field that long, because I just remember.
Oh no, he was.
Gotenks-
He was.
He was.
He was.
I just.
Yeah, because I had to watch to make sure who I put in. Right?
Goten lost less than a bar before he transformed.
That's
He wasn't in like super long, but he was still in.
Basically, Goten wasn't there for all that long, because Gotenks. I just remember seeing Gotenks at Sneal. I couldn't remember who
Also,
initiated.
you know it's wild when Majub does less than 30k, and they still win.
Yeah, Marjube didn't have that good of a week, but Gotenks initially, at least, was popping off. He was doing a lot of damage. He killed Marjube. He did a lot of Yamcha.
Let's talk about apparently the hype moment of the match. Tapion was getting his ass kicked, butt kicked. Then he taunted, and then Gotenks was so bewildered by his masculinity, I guess, that he just couldn't do anything to Tapion.
Both Gotenks and Cell Jr. I hope you remember, because I'm pretty sure he taunted when Cell Jr. was still in, because he was getting whooped, and then all of a sudden he did like one max power mode combo, killed Cell Jr. and then just destroyed Gotenks. Like, he was getting beat quite badly.
And if I'm correct, because I'm gonna be honest, I've been looking at builds most of this time. This was not the defense 5 Gotenks. This was attack +2, key +1 with defense. Key +2 with defense -1 and super -1 on Gotenks.
But they had
which at the time when they came back in, this defense minus and super minus would have meant nothing.
Yeah, but they also had latent and index, so it kind of like all that. We also, another hype moment, we got to see the extra large Spirit Ball as the finishing move, because Yamcha came back and then finished Gotenks off, so that was pretty cool. Fathappy.
At least Yamcha came in before, so it's not like he ruined stats.
Yeah. Well, in fact, it added to his stats, because he got the extra large Spirit Ball off with like Gotenks on like 2k HP. So,
it's always hard for me to know how to feel about Rugrats' matches when Gotenks is on the field, because it's sometimes you're like, damn, he looks so strong, and then you realize they're actually losing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You lose track. It's completely like mad, isn't it? Like to keep.
It is especially hard when you're a colorblind man and having to try to look at the health. And you can't tell how many health bars are lost right now until like he's already almost dead. But
it was a fairly close match, all things considered.
Oh, it was extremely close. It was like 1 bar of Tapion, 1 bar of it was like 1 bar from both Tapion and Yamcha. It's just Gotenks kind of, didn't have anyone to tag to, and it was also extremely low already.
Also, Yamcha did pad his stats enormously with the ending of it. With
the extra large Spirit Ball.
The extra large Spirit Ball hitting when Gotenks had like 2,000 HP left.
Okay,
let me just pad my stats.
You have to admit the way he set it up was good, because he backed up as Gotenks was going to grab, so he missed the grab and was still in the animation when he did it. Also, Yamcha got very lucky with missing a rush and Gotenks wanting to ult, so he had the time to dodge it.
Yeah.
Because Gotenks lost quite a bit of health before then. He would have probably killed Yamcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unlucky, but yeah, it's a rough match. Rugrats, at least, I mean,
Well,
consolation as
there's no one that's
out.
currently like confirmed out, because like hell, even like Derp and Rugrats, like, because there's so many teams that are near the bottom. Just a couple of wins from Derp and Rugrats, and they could just be out of the bottom.
I mean, the consolation I would say is I feel like performances for Rugrats have improved recently.
Especially for GT Goku.
Especially for GT Goku.
They,
also, like,
they need to just figure out Cell Jr. and they just need to figure out Cell Jr. And honestly, they also need to figure out whether it's good to keep going with Fusion or not.
That too.
Because sometimes when they do Gotenks, he's just a big punching bag.
Yeah, I get that, but this match, at least the consolation I would say is, you brought it like really close to the point of, I mean, I know it was technically within 20k, but the tagging kind of it would have been less if it weren't for the tagging. The tagging was clutch for RW. So you know, and this is a 6-3 team. It isn't like a team that's not doing very well. So they brought it close. They didn't have Aurelian, which you could argue, I know this season she's not been good, but if you had Aurelian for Cell Jr., there's a case to be made. Maybe the match goes differently. But I mean, yeah.
You also have to you also have to factor in Patton didn't go for Rudigan this week.
That's true.
That's true.
I don't think how many times has he actually gone Rudigan this season?
A few times actually.
I was gonna say
he's done it a few times.
It feels like sporadic. Like a couple of times he has. There's been a couple of times he hasn't. It's not like a consistent thing he does or doesn't do.
It's not like a consistent thing like how I don't know, Janemba going to Big Jane is.
Yeah, exactly.
But you also have to remember that Tapion actually has, because one, Tapion most of the time he's charging the max power, so he doesn't really have B1 Blastoise, and he also actually has decent B1s, unlike people like Janemba don't.
That is true.
That is very true.
Anyway, shall we get to moving on?
Yes, I think we shall. Right.
You ready, Fathappy?
Yep. Let us move on.
Cool.
Right.
So we got tier list this week and last week. Is there anything you guys want to talk about on here? Anything interesting?
Let's say literally every single one of my characters this week are on the bottom half. Yeah. My best character did less than 30k.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
Some characters of note that are not my team that are near the bottom. Cooler, making himself near the bottom.
Yeah, Asterix, he did it to himself.
Ultimate Gohan and Jiren.
Late pick. No, that's already.
That's
also like that.
Late Piccolo being basically less than 25,000.
King Vegeta, I think, is a massive shock to me in that 0 to 10k.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I mean, he just got destroyed by Gohan.
So, looking at near the top, can you count how many Vegetas are in the top 4 tiers? There's a lot. There's a lot of Vegetas. And one of them is confirmed elite, because remember how, at least, Fiora, the tier list maker, does his stats. He does it to where he doesn't count overkill.
Yeah.
So when they're elite on his, they are definitely elite in normal sets.
Yeah. 100%. So That's pretty crazy.
But hey, Raccoon being on the same tier as Bardock, Ultimate Adult Gohan, and Deborah.
And Tao being in that tier too. He's back.
Yep.
Back to
Tapion sitting in his own tier.
Tapion in a tier of his own. That's pretty good.
And then hey,
Deborah
Zarbon being with...
gradually climbing up, getting ready for a future.
Eventually, he's getting there.
And then hey, Zarbon being with 2 Vegetas.
Yeah.
The most handsome man next to 2 Vegetas.
And one of them killed him.
That is true. Unfairly though, let's be honest. Zarbon did not deserve to be killed with such little grace.
Though,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I think that's it's quite funny because guess who appeared this week really early? That's in the bench warmer tier.
Who appeared really early? Goten. As I was saying.
He basically did no damage before he fused.
That's true. There is another shock that I've just stumbled upon that I didn't even think about. Goldo is in the 40 to 45,000 range. What? Seeing Goldo so high up, I think he must have a nosebleed at this point. Like, what the hell? I can't believe it.
You wanna know what's funny though?
What's that?
Literally everyone on Muscle this week except Bo Jackson seemed to.
Yep. This is what I mean. No one felt like they massively
did bad.
Well, no one did bad, but no one did massively like great either. It was a weird match.
It is really funny, honestly. Just the entire team chilling, just like looking to Bojack, just like, what you doing over there, man?
What you doing up there? Join us down here.
So I am ready to move on to the next slide, which is, well, I guess you can call important.
All-Star Fighters. I was about to say Fighter Z, but it definitely is.
Can I take this one? Since I'm the one that does the slides.
Do it.
So these are at the time of this cast, we don't have the teams yet, but we have at least the people who are part of those teams and the fighters confirmed. These are the 10 that people have voted for, and while we're at this, at least before I go and speak a little bit of the other stuff that is going on, because this is the All-Star slide. Who did you guys vote for, if you could remember?
I personally voted for.
At least just name ones you can remember.
Right. So
Every Vegeta.
There you go. That was easy.
None of them got it.
I mean,
biased. I was biased. I'll admit that. Frieza. I voted Metacooler. I voted for Boo, Krillin, and Early Piccolo. Those were my votes.
Alright, Fathappy, what did you say were your votes?
Every Vegeta. I believe it was Majin, Mid.
It was Majin, both babies.
Yes.
Alright, well, I can remember who I voted for, and literally 3 out of my 5 did not make it.
Mad.
Or actually, no, 3 of my 5 did make it. So I voted for Early Goku, 13, Oob, Metacooler, and Majin Vegeta.
See, we're all putting stocks in Royals trying to get Metacooler in, but the Royals coach didn't want to put Metacooler in.
Hey, to be fair, like,
Metacooler deserves spotlight, bro. Well, Metacooler deserves spotlight, bro. I don't think he's really been in All-Stars, actually.
No, he hasn't.
Wasn't he also All-Stars last year? He was in 50K Club last year for a good while.
I mean, he might have been in 50K Club. I don't think he actually made it, though.
Yeah, he didn't.
It might be true.
Okay.
I think no, actually, I think he got to 50K the week after.
I remember the Royals one that made it. It was Gucci
Yes, it was King.
and Macho Vegeta.
Yeah.
It was not Metacooler.
Wait, Metacooler is the only one on my team that finished the season at 50K. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Want to talk about the other events as well? Or...
That's what I was going to get into after everyone said their thing. So the other events that are happening is this Saturday is actually the Sweeper Games, or the Yamcha Games as they are being called, because the reason why they're being called the Yamcha Games is because we're all fighting Cybermen, and their job is to explode. They all have at least I think most of them. Actually, no, all of them have Ki +2, Overflowing Ki, Style Strong, B1 Master, Exquisite Skill, and Strength Reduction. So they're all at 10k HP. They're all ready to explode because, remember, the AI will probably not use the ult if they're not at the HP.
Yeah.
threshold. And also if they, I guess if they feel like they're not going to kill.
Yeah.
But with that, they're definitely going to kill.
It basically, everyone is fighting ticking time bombs.
Yeah.
You better kill them fast.
And then we have 2 events that teams will be assigned to one of them. So half of the teams will be assigned to one event and half of the teams will be assigned to the other. We have, just like last year, we have Birder, but unlike last year, our job is to live and kill him. Or actually, our job is to live because in this one, this I think will just be the only match that I know of at all that will have a time limit. And you will have a 10-point build.
Yep.
And you have to survive Birder with Max Ki, 18's Kiss, Secret Measures, B1 Master, Light Body, Extreme Defense, and absolutely invincible body. So I'm guessing with that, he cannot be broken at all. So I'd have to check.
No, he shouldn't be able to be broken. He can't be broken in any like power body, light body.
Actually, no, I'd have to check all the Pataras because I want to explain it for the people.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, going back to and the other event is 21's Feeding Frenzy. You'll have a 7-point build because, unlike this one, there's no living if she does anything.
Yep. One move and you are out.
Though, yeah, it's not one-hit melee and you're out. It's not One Punch Man Krillin, as I know people love to do. It's you get B2'd at all, you're out.
Yep.
Or actually, you get nicked by a B2, you're dead. Because with this, she has Super +3, Ki -2, Defense +3, Ki -1, which are actual Pataras, we just don't use them.
Yep.
Go to hell, and I'm not saying that as a 21 go to hell, please. That's literally the B2. That's literally the Patara name. Satisfying Blow, Focus Shot, and Strength Enhance. Her B Pataras are literally built to give her as little Ki as possible to give you as much of a fighting chance, because she B2s, you're gone.
Yeah. One B2
But-
is all it takes.
And for those 3 events, we have teams will have access for 5 points, the Red Pataras. We have Max Defense, which is Defense +4, and Latent Energy, which explains itself. Max Ki +4, and Fighting Spirit, which explains itself. Ultimate Warrior 1, which gives you a +1 to all stats without the negative of Ultra Divine Water, by the way. B1 Master, which is, I swear to God I lose these half the time. B1 Master is you gain a blast stock when dodging B2/ults. Gain a blast stock when dodging charge attacks. Dragon Spirit gain B1 gauges while rotated out, and B1s cost 1 less gauge. So basically, think you have
the
spiritual control while gaining a lot of blast stock.
Yeah.
But without the downside of spiritual. You have overflowing ki. Sorry, this is taking really hard to explain. Because there's so many. You have overflowing ki, which is base ki +3. Have max power mode when tagging in. Start battle with full ki. Gain 0.06 ki bars per second, which is how many? And gain ki from melee. So basically, think of you're an android with lots of ki. Or as the note would like to say, high tension plus hatred saiyans plus unleash lane power 3 plus savior plus righty fighting spirit plus indonal fighting spirit. That's literally the what all those.
Yep.
Though I don't think you can tag at all in any. So the max
you
power
can't.
bud when tagging in is useless. And then you have extreme defense, which is automatically dodge the rest of barrage hits, do an after image strike when you are knocked down, stun effects last longer on your opponent, key recovery speed when guard broken is doubled, take no damage while guarding, you become immune to guard crushes, and automatically after image attack in power mode. So you have Mirage, Miracle Master, Mind Breaker, Miracle Sparking, and half of Exquisite Skill. And then you have complete key control. You have High Speed Rush move cost no key, Dragon Dash cost no key, Z Burst Dash cost is halved, Counter Pose key is halved, Energy Blast key use is halved, and B1/ult key use is halved. So you use B2s and ults, you use your regular Energy Blast, they're halved, and basically all your special action cost key.
Yeah.
And then for stuff like, I'm just going to quickly explain some of the other ones that aren't the Reptars use. 18's Kiss is you basically gain Dragon Homing and Vanishing Attack times 2 on the same Patara. Satisfying.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone is interested in the Patara, they can always look it up on the website.
Yeah.
So those that don't have access to the website real quick, even though it should be in the description, I just listed out. Satisfying Blow is B2s ignore defense modifiers. So yeah, you know that defense versus Cyberman event? Actually, no, you know that defense versus the 21 event?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Satisfying Blow.
doesn't matter. You die.
Yeah.
You get hit, you're gone. Deceased.
I already explained extreme defense. Absolute invincibility body, I think kind of explains for itself, but it's also not. No. All damage reduced to 0. It's basically like the Hercule event and the other event.
Yeah.
But in those, it was B2s and melee. In this one, you cannot do any damage to Birder.
Yeah.
So,
Survive.
my recommendation for people who get that, because this is going to be the only cast before this, just build tank. Live.
Defense 3, Eternal Life. The best.
You will actually have 10 points, so you can do a lot.
Yeah, that's plenty you can do.
Though, you could do max defense and Eternal Life, because it's 5 points for the Birder event. Or it's 5 points, but you get 10, and Eternal Life is 4. Remember that. And you get an extra point, so you do max defense, Eternal Life, and light body.
Very, very strong build.
I actually might be doing that. Depends on if you're put in the Birder event.
Yeah.
And go to hell. Before we move on to B2 is an alt skill one shot, which is Android 21 and one shots.
Yeah.
Strength enhancement is increases health by 30,000. She has 70k health
And defense 3. So.
and super plus 3. Actually, yeah, she only has super plus 3 because of the key -2, because they're trying to get her as low key as possible.
Yeah.
Strength reduction already is strength reduction. The 30k -1 is reduces health by 30k, obviously.
Yeah.
And that is all of the special stuff. And just, you should really join the Discord. The people that are on these two teams for the All-Star event, we have for Team Kami, we have Boost Saga, Hybrids, Kaiju, GT, Cinema, Muscle, Namek, and Rugrats. And for Guru, we have Cold Kingdom, Budokai, Derp, Sentai, Royals, RW, ED, and Androids. So that means
whoever wins out of Team Kami and Team Guru, those teams are given two B2 renames, or B1 and
B1,
renames.
B1, B2, or ult.
Renames, yes.
So
there is a lot on the line.
If you win and you have an ult that your team likes to use,
if I win,
I'm going. Actually, no. If you and Fathappy, because you're on the same team.
Yeah, if I win, me and Fathappy will get 2 renames. Your team.
If I win,
you'll get.
We are going to crush you guys, the little tiny chicken.
Yeah, you wish. You wish. I
mean, looking at the teams right now, it does look kind of favorable.
Yeah, as saying.
Though to be fair, this is being recorded in the middle of All-Star drafting.
Yeah. I mean, I need 2 more renames so I can do more DBZA renames. To be honest with you, so I'm gonna be needing to take that W. Thank you.
Right. Though
I haven't fought that far ahead yet. I'm not at next season yet.
Which I guess actually let's can you name them if you already have loaned? Because I know the names carry over for loan characters.
I can't remember that rule. I don't know if you can name loan characters. If you're gonna try and tell me you're gonna name Cooler if you get him.
No, I was legitimately asking. I don't know if you can.
I'm not sure. Personally.
Because maybe if I wanted medical.
If we rename Cooler's I-beam to Cooler Death Beam.
I'll cry. I will be instantly renaming it.
Can I name it Garlic Gun for the memes?
Yeah, but I'll rename it back the season I get it back.
No, because we all know Coolers is just superior to Garlic.
That's true.
So just name it Garlic Gun for me.
Garlic Gun.
Anyway, shall we keep moving on
Let's
to
get
the
moving on to
what should be the longest portion?
Usually is, but I think this week it might be a little bit different. So,
and I do want to say, for the specific teams that would be listing for us 3, if we have somebody that is going to be attending the sweeper games in mind already with their build, just say that instead of what your team will be doing, because we are taking technically a 2-week break.
Yep. That's cool with me.
Yep.
Right, so match number 1 on the Predictions. We have Muscle versus Sentai. Now,
though we can still say we can still say who's coming in and stuff to help with that.
Yeah, obviously.
Because Broly is coming in and Saiyaman is coming in.
Well, I was gonna go Sentai before you even said that. That just reinforces my enthusiasm to go with Sentai because Muscle has been.
For Muscle, Bojack is confirmed in.
Yeah.
And so for Sentai, they have no one confirmed in.
I'm still going to go with
I
Sentai.
I mean, if Sentai have Jiren in, then I have to go Jiren because Jiren destroyed me. So
I'm gonna be honest. I was just gonna go Sentai anyway because Sentai probably have to bench Burger because he has 2 benches needed, and Muscle Muscle. They're 2 people that need 2 benches are Imperfect Trunks, who's been benched out who has been the longest without a bench, and King Cold, who is the second longest without a bench. And if they bench Trunks, they're with how good he's performing and how tanky he is. It's kind of the character you want to place in front of a Jiren ult. So yeah.
true.
Very much true. I mean, I was going to go with it before you said anything, but then when I heard, obviously, Broly's coming back in, Saiyaman's coming back in. I mean, Saiyaman's been usually quite good on Sentai, and Broly has not been at all good this season. So, yeah, I'm going to 100% go with Sentai.
Alright, well. Yeah, I'm going Sentai as well.
I'm going Sentai as well.
Okay, that's 3-0 to Sentai. On to match number 2. We have Hybrids versus ED.
Hybrids is bringing back in Future Go on. And ED is bringing back in.
I mean, after this week's performance, with Vegeta having gotten,
I will say,
other elite, it's
Vegeta,
hard not to vote for ED, in my opinion.
Now what if I said that their elite guy is one that I think is going to be benched because he still needs 2 benches?
That is true, but that is something we can't know for certain. So they have the option of putting him.
That is fair. It is a prediction. So I predict that Mid Vegeta is going to be out, and I predict Sword Trunks is going to be out. So I'm going to go with Hybrids.
I am going to go with ED because they're a scary team. They've done really well this season. I know Mid Vegeta might be out, but even if he is, that's still End Vegeta, Krillin, Mid Goku, who hasn't performed well all season, but he did well last match, quite well as well. And you said Nam's coming back in, who again has been pretty consistent. So I'd rather go with that than Hybrids. They have Guldo in, who did well this week, but I just don't place much high value on him in general.
This week could have just been a fluke for Ultimate and Team because they were against Bardock.
That's true, but I feel like you could also make the argument it's a fluke for Guldo to do 40,000 because he usually doesn't.
That is true.
So I'm going to go with ED.
I'm going ED as well.
So
I'm going Hybrids. So
that is 2-1 to ED. I think it'll be a close match. Now on to match number 3. This is going to be an interesting one, Destiny.
I'm going to immediately vote your team because your team's going to crush mine into oblivion.
Oh, thank you. I concur. I think, apart from the crush part, I think we'll win. But
yeah, here's the thing. We know Gogeta and 100% Frieza are coming in. 100% Frieza is currently the best character in the league.
Yep, that's why I wanted him in the All-Star
draft. And you guys have something my team don't. 2 characters that can ult my ass in Oblivion.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say that this is a tough one to decide because I feel like I'm gonna make an enemy no matter what I say.
Yeah. Oh well.
If you vote,
I know why you would vote against me. I know why. I mean, it's obvious, but
why would you make the enemy out of me if I literally voted for the other team?
That is also true. Well, good thing you did, because then we're gonna be in agreement now. Because I'm gonna go for Colt.
Oh dear. Well,
I mean,
Yeah, well, I think my characters are decent to one of them being good, which is the character coming in. They don't stack up to you guys.
if Jace was in,
Not at all.
I'd definitely be voting Cinema. But luckily, Jace, I can
If
tell you
Jace
that one
was
now,
in,
he won't be in.
If Jace was in, I'm pretty sure he'd be one of the people benched here.
Probably.
I mean, Jace did super well the previous season, didn't he?
He did decent previous season. He
He's
also
just not
started
performing
this
this
season
one.
really well. But then he
He's
did
just-
like 2 10,000 performances in a row. So he's gone.
No. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So that's 3-0.
I mean,
Ooh.
and also if you look at benches, it might be obvious who you might bench.
Yeah.
Though it might also be obvious who you guys might bench. So.
Yeah. It could be.
It's all up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Because it is, you never know who's out, except the ones coming in.
That's 3-0 cold, but I know that you're like feeling a bit rough after that last match, but I still think you could easily take it, so wouldn't be too disheartened.
You know, I mean, best character in the league coming in is kind of disheartening already.
that could be a little scary, but I mean, I've had no elites, so you've got no chance of that happening.
I've had no elites either.
Yeah, I've had no elites in the past 3
And
seasons,
my one-
bitch.
And my one elite.
No elite club rise up.
Well, yeah,
Club
yeah,
rise up, exactly.
yeah. What do you mean? My one elite character is in the bottom 10 and is on FA bench. So
Yeah, well, bring him in.
technically, we're all in the non-elite club, right? If we don't count Garlic Poon.
We're just, you know, we're all gonna get
Anyway, throwing shade and all aside, because you know we're both in here.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the
Match
first
number
division.
4, the first divisional, Namek versus Budokai. I'm gonna unfortunately have to go with a rather obvious answer, and that's Budokai.
Supreme Kai is coming in. Nuova's coming in. And Ngoku still has not had a bench.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Namek here. Namek is a super scary team.
Namek, King Piccolo is the one with 2 benches. And yeah, honestly, I'm kind of gonna have to go Namek here. Like I know Budokai is scary with Dull Gohan and all. I think they've been kind of falling off a little bit, just a little bit. And I mean, I think the whole late Piccolo thing here was just kind of like a fluke. Because I mean, everyone on Namek did not do well except King Piccolo this week.
But hey, no matter what, the important thing is also just that Havoc was the coach of Budokai, was throwing so much shade before this week, only to end up losing. That he needs another knockdown. So you know,
Yeah,
we need Namek to give him a good thrashing.
now you know what would be funny? Late Piccolo versus early Piccolo.
That would be kind of funny.
Especially since early Piccolo is actually doing well this season, and we know how well late Piccolo does. Like we'd actually see a more even Piccolo match.
For me, the main reason that I would go with Budokai is their consistency over the season, as opposed to Namek. Namek I'm not saying, I mean, me and Fathappy, I know for certain at least, have lost to this Namek team, or should I say late Piccolo, because he was the one that did everything. So I know the pain that Budokai could come under, but the fact that what was it, Adult Gohan and early Piccolo, their 2 best, are like guaranteed in. So that's mega
Actually,
scary.
their two best early Piccolo, early Goku.
Okay, well, I see Adult Gohan as their best just through my Adult Gohan bias.
Trauma.
Yeah, trauma glasses. So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's fair. And it sounds like End Goku's probably going to be getting a bench, who is their weakest. I just think that it's going to be too much for Namek, to be honest. That's why I'm going to go with Budokai.
Alright.
So that's what, 2-1 to Namek?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Moving on to match number 5, we have Boo Saga vs RW, the second
Evil Boo's
divisional.
Evil Boo's coming in. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest. Like, whenever we talk about Bujin's bench, who on their squad that's getting benched is going to really make their squad weaker.
Surprisingly, I feel like Vegito being benched usually means Boo Saga have their strongest lineup, which is weird to say because he's the FA who we think's
he is their lowest static character right now. So.
Though he is still around the 40k average, so he is doing character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is really when it's Boo Saga, that's really all you need.
I think.
What is it? RW.
By the way,
18 is also coming back in, by the way. So, though Tien might be benched because he hasn't technically been benched one.
I'm gonna go against Grain. I'm going with RW. I think Marjube 18 can be enough to pull him over.
I have to give it to Boos.
Yeah.
Boos are too scary a team to not put over RW in my opinion. And especially this season with Majin Buu actually working wonders.
Yeah.
They won't have the Majin Buu power body on their side if Majin Buu ends up going as Majube, which is really funny because Majube used to be on their team, got taken off, and now that the Buu Saga they can't ever have it back. But I mean, they took away one character for basically an entire master list change, so
yeah,
it's kind of worth. I'm going to have to go Boo Saga because I mean I literally just got crushed by Kid Buu, so I'm kind of having Kid Buu trauma here. But also like, even though Majube is really good, I don't think that Boo Saga I don't think RW has a starter that can match Kid Buu. I think they have a backline that could get them back in the game. Just I don't think they have enough of a front line to get them a lead.
Yeah. That's fair. So that's 2-1 to Boo Saga. Moving on to match number 6, we have Androids versus Kaiju. Want to give us the rundown, Destiny?
It's I just want to say it's funny that it's not on Kaiju's home map, even though the DA character is coming back in. Super 17 is coming back in, and honestly, they might just not bench Shell due to Kaiju trauma.
Yeah.
And Kaiju, Scouter Vegeta is confirmed in for 1 because he has all 3 of his benches, and Slug is confirmed in for 2 because he was the bench last week.
Yeah.
So pick it either Bardock or Nappa. I think it's Nappa because Nappa has a really bad matchup and the people like Cell.
Yep. As we've seen previously.
Or hell, might throw us in for a loop. Put Kid Goku.
Imagine.
It's hard to say for this match because Bardock has been such a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
But how much has Bardock been benched this season? It's actually kind of important because I feel like he's kind of carrying his team.
He's been in once, but his last bench was also week 6.
Okay.
I'm
And,
gonna.
and Nappa's last bench was a week before him, by the way. So they both.
I doubt they would bench him against androids, to be honest.
No.
But
I still think Androids is going to.
Yeah, I was gonna say I personally want Kaiju to win, as I'm sure you do, Fathappy, but I think androids will win because historically, against Kaiju, they just do really well, especially Cell. Like, not only against Nappa, just against Kaiju in general. So I imagine Cell will be in. He'll probably do his perfect barrier nonsense, and I don't know. I'm going back androids.
You know, even though they're
put it in Android.
even though they're in my Kai, I want Kaiju to win just because I want them to feel confident versus androids for once, guys. I want them to be confident.
It would be lovely. It would be lovely.
But yeah, I think we all think Android's going to win this.
Yeah.
I want Kaiju to have confidence, but androids get my vote of confidence.
Yeah.
Kaiju get our emotional support vote, but our actual vote is Android.
Yeah. That's 3-0 to androids. Next we have match number 7. We have Derp versus Royals. As per previous, I want Derp to win.
Hercule's coming back in, and for Royals, Baby Vegeta, their FA is coming back in. So
yeah, as per previous, I want Derp to win for my own Kai sake. You know, keep me propped up at the top. But I'd see nothing other than a Royals win.
Something
I
funny.
also only see a win.
Okay,
you're gonna get the Namek treatment.
I'm actually going to go against Norm.
Oh my god.
I think Derp will win. Because you want to know why? I think the benches have actually worked out for them. Because either Majin Vegeta or Deborah, I think, benched, which is their two technically best characters in theory. Because, I mean, Metacooler was also an all-star, and so was Baby Vegeta. But it's like their two highest burst damage characters are theoretically one of them is going to be out. And which one would you rather one out? Probably Majin Vegeta because they don't have a single DA user.
I mean, theoretically speaking, Majin Vegeta is technically my second worst character.
Okay, shut up, Mr. Shut up, Mr. Fish, and play his entire team.
What I will say is, let's imagine for a second that, okay, those two need to be, one of them needs to be benched. Let's imagine it's Deborah. Who on Derp is going to break Power Body, as you said?
I mean, Hercule could probably always starts in Savior. Doria could because of that, but I mean.
But also, Doria is very slow in melee, so it's not gonna look good.
To be fair, who on Royals has that? Because surprisingly enough, Doria has Power Body and Max Power. And Hercule does as well.
I can tell you who on Royals does. Majin Vegeta, there you go.
He technically doesn't.
I swear he does if he's...
He doesn't because...
It's 2 hits.
Well, he doesn't have the 1 hit.
2 hits is good enough. As we saw earlier in the season when we had 100% Frieza against Majin Vegeta, and his is 2 hits as well. It's enough. You don't... 1 hit is not like...
I mean...
That massively required, in my opinion.
I mean, sometimes 1 hit can save your life, but...
It can,
I
but...
mean, I understand where you guys are coming from. Coming from
downtown.
Downtown DC.
Also, honestly, if somehow they get Hercule working, somehow.
That is true. That is pretty scary.
If they do.
I know he hasn't been working, but if somehow this 1 week they get him working, he could really turn things around.
Oh yeah.
Though also, if Majin Vegeta's out, who on Royals has power break?
No one.
It's called killing their characters.
Yeah, I don't know if Deborah does, but also Deborah has this insane thing of I can't break your power body, but I'm just going to throw 2 bar evil impulses in your face 7 times, and then you run out of max power, and then you're dead. So
I'm gonna throw how many key sword attacks. There you go.
those
That
key
breaks the power
sword
body.
attacks. Oh god, that's so stupid.
Anyway, jokes aside, like I actually think Derp can win this, and I'm gonna be honest, I kind of want them to. I want them to get another win, bro.
It would be nice.
I want.
Also,
Derp
it would be nice to
have
break that
another win.
conspiracy before it even starts.
I want Derp to have another win.
Just not
you
this
know.
week.
All right,
That's funny. Fuck.
so that's what.
I want them to have their cake,
2-1.
but I also want a slice, so you know.
Yeah.
Now, what if you make it close, but they still win?
No, I think Fathappy wants Dirt to make it close, but he still wins. 2-1 to Royals, but I think it'll be closer than maybe people expect. Right, on to match number 8. We have Rugrats versus GT. I think I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball, but I'll let you give us our.
Aurelia's coming back in, and for GT, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's coming back in. So do with that what you will. The ones that at least need 2 benches, Rugrats, it's good Trunks. So potentially no good. For GT, it's either Roshi or Baby Vegeta.
I'm gonna throw.
And Sin's confirmed in, by the way. He's had his 3 bench.
I'm gonna throw a curveball. I'm gonna go Rugrats are gonna win. I think they made it close against an RW team that have been really scary this season. I think they can get Aurelie to work, even though she's been a bit of a pain this season. I feel like she's one of those characters where something's gonna work at some point, and I think GT are gonna suffer the wrath that is Aurelie and Goten, both on form. So I'm gonna go Rugrats.
I think that Rugrats are like due victory.
They what? Sorry?
I feel like they're like due a victory.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know. It's hard. Like every time I fight Rugrats, I'm like, God, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with my gut feeling. Just be like, Rugrats are incredibly annoying to fight. They're gonna win.
I mean, well, it would be nice for Rugrats to get a win, because they need it. I don't think this is a week, because I heavily think that Trunks will be out, which means no Gotenks. And honestly, Gotenks has been helping them get really close, because of just how much it has to take to get through him. I will say GT Goku has improved. He can certainly help. But I don't think we've seen enough of Goten regularly, or I can't speak English, of Goten being in by himself without the fusion available. While Cell Jr. has not been really the top performer, obviously, and Aurelia has been kind of on and off. While at least for GT, we've seen Jiro do something. Sin's a tank, so he'll be there.
Yeah.
Tank hits. And obviously Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta has been doing really well for them. But if they don't have Baby in, I can see Rugrats having a higher chance to win, but I don't think Baby's going to be out for this one.
Also, as like a preface, how do you say it? I can't really say it. I wouldn't take too much stock in GT's performance last week versus Muscle, because again, it was experimental build. So I know that Jiro didn't do very well and Roshi didn't, but they were both on different builds.
They might do more experimental builds because Rugrats is
Struggling.
the second lowest team now.
So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah.
Alright,
so what's that, 2-1 to Rugrats?
Yeah. And honestly, right before we move on, I want to talk about these power rankings a little bit. Jesus Christ, Buu Saga.
Yeah, Buu Saga are kind of a bit crazy this season. you know, very stacked lineup plus a stacked FA. You're in good position anyway, but their builds.
I mean, if anything, this is just a return to form for Busan.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how I'm below Sentai. I beat them.
I don't know.
Yeah, and Derp beat Saga, but
But me and Sentai are literally the same exact record on power rankings and in normal.
I don't. It's probably just a little mistake. I'm not sure, but
I mean, it doesn't matter a whole lot. But yeah, goddamn Saga.
it is crazy. Yeah. Even more crazy when you think that number 1 lost to number 16. That's kind of crazy as well. So,
what this means is that if Saga end the season at the top of the power rankings, Derp can just be sitting there like, yeah, we just needed to prove against the top dog that we could beat him.
Everyone else, we just relaxed against. We didn't bother against anyone else.
Hercule tried versus Saga.
That was it.
Right,
Oh, funny. Right, okay. With that, we have come to the end of this capsule cast. I want to thank all the viewers for watching and getting to this point. If you guys want to check out the links below to the Discord, the website, Twitter, and our TikTok. And also, while you're down there, if you want to leave us a comment for any improvements we want to make to the cast and stuff, that would be fantastic. I have been your host, Xmat, joined once again by my wonderful co-host, Destiny.
See ya.
And a very special guest, Royals coach, Fathappy.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.